Hello, Driving Intelligence community. I've done a lot of product reviews where I go from halogen or the incandescent bulbs over to LEDs, and I've had great luck out of those. In fact, sometimes I say these aren't legal, but once you get them adjusted properly, I've found that I never get flashed by anybody, and the nighttime vision improvement is dramatic. You can see right here, hiding in the background, is my 2006 Cadillac CTS-V. I did a fog lamp LED upgrade to that. I'll link that video below. Fantastic results. I've also done a 2014 Mazda CX-5. I'll also link that video below. The difference in daytime and nighttime driving for that one was especially great, especially because the headlamp assemblies on that car are really clouded up and scratched up. So with the standard bulbs, it was almost impossible to see at night. Not too long ago, I put these smoked headlamps on this 10th generation 2002 Harley Davidson F150. And I don't drive that vehicle much at night, and I definitely don't drive it in inclement weather, but I did drive it recently at night when I went out to dinner, and the bulbs were terrible. I couldn't believe how dark it is, especially after driving that Mazda CX-5 or my Cadillac or even my other 10th generation F150. And it was interesting, at the same time I realized that those needed to be improved, I got an email from Hawkglow asking me if I would test out their Flashark LED bulbs. So it would be a conversion on this truck to go from the halogens over to these LEDs. I'm going to link this video where I change these headlight assemblies below. So if you're a 10th Gen F150 fan and you're watching this for that reason, look at that video to see how they're replaced. I'm going to go through this very quickly with some high-speed video just to show how easy it is to replace these bulbs. But I've already taken some video and some photographs of nighttime driving with my stock bulbs. And I'm going to do the same thing once I get these bulbs installed, and we'll see what the difference is between before and after. So it's really quick, it's really easy. The key here is making sure that they're adjusted properly. Interestingly enough, on my 10th Gen F150s, they're very adjustable. You can turn them 360 degrees, whereas on that 2014 Mazda CX-5, those bulbs only go in one direction. So particular to this vehicle and maybe others, you have to be very cautious about how you orient these bulbs. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to show you real quick the open box, then we're going to get into the install, and then we'll see what the driving comparison is. All right, so let's get this box open and see what we're dealing with. Incidentally, I just thought I'd share this super cool knife that I've got. I don't remember where I got it, but I just thought it's cool and I'd like to share it. Anyway, I've never opened these up, and we'll see what we've got inside. All right, we got a user's manual in here. Shows the installation. So this should be pretty easy for me since I've already done this on the other 10th generation F150 I've got. But here you can see some big beefy bulbs. If I can get these out of here. And there's the modules that are in the back with the plugs that go in. Standard plugs for the 10th gen F150. Some nice big heat sinks and a fan that keeps it cool. So that's what you get when you buy one of these kits, but they look pretty nice. Again, you got the nice fan and heat sinks. I like that. This is a little bit different design than I've seen before. And I mentioned that you have to get the right orientation. So on the other 10th gen, this had to be straight up and down for the high and low beams because they're both coming out of the same bulb. And we'll make sure that that is correctly oriented when I install these. With regard to what I said at the beginning of the video, that the LEDs are adjustable on the 10th generation F150. The design that I had with the other LEDs on the white 10th gen F150 is different than these. This ring that goes with the LED, or came with the LED, has a certain mechanism or has a certain design that prevents it from being turned any other way than a specific way. And you can see these tabs in here, there's 3 of them. So this is only going to line up a certain way, and we're going to go ahead and put it in like this. It's a certain direction. Let me see if I've got it right here. It looks like that is the top. So yeah, there we go. So it goes in, and that's the only way it will install. So that makes sure that the bulb itself is going to be turned properly in the housing, the headlight housing. Very different from the one I installed in my 10-Gen F150, where I could actually rotate the bulb 180 degrees. So I think this is a much better design. It's more fail-safe, foolproof with this ring that came with the LED bulb. And now to insert the bulb, you can see that the wire is going to come off the top the way it's designed. I think it can actually go in 180 degrees either way. I found it on this bulb here, the wire coming off the top was the appropriate way for the high beams and low beams. Let's see if this goes in the other way. Yeah, it does go in the other way. So you're gonna have to do some trial and error, as I indicated at the beginning of the video. If I get this bulb back out, but at least you know that it's 180 degrees. It's not anywhere in the 360 degree range when you install these bulbs. Unfortunately, my new camera automatically adjusted the aperture settings, so I can't show a before and after image of light output. You can see LED versus halogen bulb comparisons in my other videos linked in the description. The light output from these Hawkglow Flashark bulbs is very good, especially with the high beams. The difference is dramatic and significantly improved. The only comment I'll make is that the shape of the beam on the low setting is a very defined shape versus the more broad beam from the OEM halogen bulbs. I like these bulbs more than a set I installed in my other 2002 F150 purely because there is a no-fault installation design. They can only be installed in one of 2 positions versus 360 degrees of adjustability with the other LED bulbs. As usual, the links for these bulbs and all products I use in my videos are in the description. And while there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time on Driving Intelligence.